The current and past multi-times #1 Apex Predator who holds the record for most RP ever in a split was just banned. Yet he claims he wasn't cheating and it's a false ban. And at the same time, a pro player has been called out for streaming himself cheating. Let's go look at everything and see if they were cheating. They probably were.
I ain't slept in months, y'all. I so red I can't see what's real. Roll me up a blunt.
Alright, so we have two cheaters to cover in this video. First up, we have the #1 Apex Predator who was just live banned for cheating. And then we have the, in quotation marks, pro player who's apparently been streaming himself cheating for years. So let's get into it. First up, we have the #1 Apex Predator who was just banned. But it might not be in a way you would expect. Normally when a cheater or a high pred gets banned, it's because they're out there literally aimbotting people, destroying lobbies and getting insane RP because, well, they're cheating. But that's not exactly the case here. The #1 pred who's been banned is a long-term Apex player. According to his own Twitter and, well, his badges, he's been a #1 pred 4 times, but not all on his main account. Only 2 times on his account and then 2 other times while boosting people, and holds the world record for most RP ever in a split. 560,000. And that is Nori. So the main question is though, why was he banned? Well, we don't officially know. There's been no official reason or statement given for his ban, at least publicly, but there is a lot of speculation. For a long time, Nori has been accused of account sharing, which if you don't know what is when one account has multiple people playing on it to maximize the time played to gain more RP. Hell, he was even accused of this as recently as about a week ago, as you can see here by Trix, who's a pro player. In this picture, Nori had gone into Trix's stream to tell him to stop spreading false information about him, aka that he was account sharing. Now, I've searched and searched on every single social media and I haven't found any definitive proof that he was account sharing. No one has posted anywhere apart from, well, him himself. He didn't post about account sharing his account, but he did post about account sharing on other people's accounts. In that tweet you saw just before, where he mentions he helped 2 ex-#1 Apex Predators get #1 Apex Predator by boosting them to advertise his boosting service, which is exactly the same thing as account sharing. After being banned, he did put out a statement himself. I had planned to make a statement once I was unbanned, but with so much misinformation being spread, I wanted to set the record straight. I was not banned for aim cheats. The ban was for competitive advantage. A friend of mine played fewer than 5 ranked games without my request and some wildcard matches on my account. And that alone was enough for the security team to issue a permanent ban. That first part does raise a few flags for me. I've personally logged into a few top preds, even #1 preds accounts and played a game here or there for content, and that's literally never caused an issue. So the fact that he says it was only 5 games is a little weird to me. Also, why was his friend randomly logged into his account and why did they just log in and play a few games ranked? Doesn't overly make sense, kind of like, oh, it was my brother on my account, not me. He does then go on to talk about something which I do think is important and very true, that there is a major negligence towards console players in Apex, and that action was only taken against him because he was #1 Apex Predator, so they wanted to set an example, which is very true. Console has a massive, massive issue with teamers, account sharers, strike packers, people using Zens, etc. Although we have seen a big crackdown on that recently from the Apex development anti-cheat team. They say that since the start of the year, there's been a 33% decrease in teamers. But back to Nori's ban. While we haven't seen any definitive proof that his account was account sharing, it is very, very unlikely this is a false ban. Don't get me wrong, they do happen, but it's very rare. Myself and a few other players / content creators even had a meeting with some of the anti-cheat development team recently, including the lead of the entire team, aka Hideout's boss, where I directly asked him how they go about banning just a normal cheater compared to a high-profile player. And it's, well, very different. As you can imagine, for a normal player, normal cheater, it's pretty obvious that they're cheating and the systems pick it up, they get banned. Maybe with a small amount of reviewing done if required. But for a higher profile player or someone who has a higher account level, more kills on their account, just an older account in general, it's a lot more complicated. All the normal systems and regulations are run, but then on top of that, they do so much more. Multiple different people from multiple different teams are brought together to look at everything that they have in relation to the person that they consider to be cheating. It's all reviewed and they come to a conclusive answer between themselves. Thus, a false ban would mean that every single person that reviewed the footage or the information they have were all wrong, which is pretty unlikely. What's more likely is this. During this meeting we had with developers, and after they posted this on Twitter as well, they spoke about how they'd introduced a new system into their anti-cheat which helped pick up on things like teaming, and in the developers' words, helps us recognize and track ways in which players are gaining an unfair advantage over others. You guys can make your own decision, but at least to me that sounds very much like it might be related to them being able to track account sharing. In the end though, only time will tell. If he's sure that he wasn't cheating or account sharing, I'm sure he put a support ticket in and he should get unbanned, so we'll see. Now though, for the pro player that has officially, or I guess unofficially, been caught cheating. This is that of Brainsy. For years, he's had people calling him out for cheating. For example, here's an instance from a year and a half ago where content creators and pro players were talking about it.
We can see Brainsy accidentally use some sort of aimbot, obviously using walls, to lock onto Hal's teammate through the mountain before snapping onto Hal's head with a sentinel charged up and kills him instantly.
I didn't watch it back. I didn't watch it from my perspective, but it definitely did look weird because of like the aim is weird from controller. I don't know. It was weird, but at the same time, like, I don't know. It's not about the shot. It's about where he was aiming prior to the shot.
Boom. It snaps right there. We look at the clock, 6:87. If we look at this VOD at 6:89, same time, that's exactly where Peeps is in the mountain. That's exactly where Peeps is. If you match up exactly where that is. I'm thinking he turned it on and then it snapped up to the first person that was in his line of sight, which was technically Peeps, and then he moved it to Hal.
And since then, he's had multiple YouTube videos made about him potentially cheating, along with also being called out by prominent figures in the Apex scene on Twitter. Hell, a while back he was even found, or I guess caught, being in a cheater Discord, where cheaters will play with you or be in your game and live stream a map overlay that has ESP showing you where every single player in the game is. In this image, it also turned out his teammate had been previously banned for cheating as well. And this has all led up to a video being dropped by a YouTuber called Clumsy. The video being exposing the pro player that streams himself aimbotting. It's a 1 hour and 7-minute video that goes over all the evidence he's found towards Brainsy cheat. The video covers everything I just mentioned and a bunch of new stuff, like these clips which Brainsy saved himself and are apparently him cheating.
That's all it is, one simple EVA shot, right? But what was wrong with that EVA shot? I mean, you tell me. There's just a little something not right with that EVA shot. At first, it looks like he's going to move his crosshair to the enemy. Frame by frame, moving the crosshair, moving the crosshair. Ah, what happened there? This is one frame. I'm clicking the key once. That doesn't make sense. His crosshair would need to travel more towards. There is no denying that that is an impossible aimbot snap.
He's on.
Alright boys, on to the extremely blatant Triggerbot clips. In this first one, we can see an accidental Triggerbot shoot. It really looks like he did not mean to shoot here, and his reaction also proves that.
Oh,
I mean, that is classic cheater, right? His Triggerbot accidentally activates and he goes, oh, and then looks away. It's not like, oh my goodness, like, oh, I just hit the shot. It's like, oh.
oh.
Next clip, oh dear. Actually, we'll save this one for last. This one's crazy. Okay, this one here, he Triggerbots this dude a headshot out of the geyser, and it puts a sight on, and then Triggerbots another dude across the map.
And
Alright, last one. We can see in this clip, his teammate pops Bloodhound scan, so they know that there's a whole team here, right? What does the Bangalore on the bottom do off of this scan? She smokes them. You can see the smoke. Bloodhound scan goes out. We see no one on the screen, right? In a lot of cheat menus, there's an option with Triggerbot and aimbot, and it's called ignore smoke. And what this option does is it allows the cheat to pretty much treat the smoke like it's a brick wall. Don't shoot people if they're in the smoke. Don't shoot people if they're behind the smoke. If smoke is on my screen, don't work. All right, that's what you're agreeing to by checking ignore smoke. If you leave ignore smoke unchecked, this is what happens.
Nice.
Oh my! The Triggerbot shoots the second he pulls his gun out. Look at how quick. Oh, boom. Bro, that is just not legit. Now, I know I previously said that we're going to start with the least blatant clips and go to the most blatant clips for each category, but for wall hacking, we're not even going to have a least.
As you can see, he's instantly about to go into more blatant clips of him cheating. I literally just chose 2 or 3 out of probably like 40 or 50 clips. And to be honest, not all of them are blatant. Some of them are much more, you know, you could question whether he was cheating or not. But when you put it together with the fact that he was in a cheater Discord, the fact that he's had his main account banned in the past, which is in this video, and he claimed the reason for it was because he gained too much RP, and that he attempted to take this video down by copyright striking it, taking it down for a couple of days before it came back up, because it was a false copyright claim, and is still yet to put out a statement or a message saying that none of this is true and that he's not cheating. As for this whole video and everything that there is in it, I'm not going to sit here and react to it and show it all to you guys because it's not my content and I didn't put it together, but if you are interested in it, it'll be in the pinned comment below. And as always, guys, thank you for being here, thank you for watching, fuck cheaters, keep being awesome, and I'll see you guys again soon.